Hey guys, I would like to bring in something brand new on this channel. This is one of the first shows this is the first episode that will be uploaded on the channel and will be updated every Friday. This is the first show we will be showing up, and as you can see, we're already playing a game, and that game is... No, first let's explain the show. This show is something I would like to call Game Revival. In this show, basically me, Hanneman, will be reviving classic but not really well known PlayStation, Nintendo 64, NES, SNES, different games on consoles that might be a good game that weren't noticed. And that is what I'm doing here on this new channel. Every Friday there will be a new game, and if you want, you can request one down in the comments, but just make sure it's not a well-known game. It can be a game that people know about, but just make sure it's a game that isn't too popular. Because the game, but please don't give me some kind of shitty game that's been like by a really shitty developer, so you know it's not a good game. Now, the game we will be talking about today is a Disney game for Toy Story 2. This was made for N64, a lot of consoles. One of them was PlayStation 1, and it's now available on the PlayStation Store. Probably the only place you're able to get it now, because Nintendo doesn't have it on there as a virtual console title. So this is your only chance to get the game for some few bucks. And this is a really cheap game, and it's a pretty good game too. As you can see, we have this fancy little cutscene here. I'm gonna tell more about the game later. Please note that I will be updating this show every single Friday. Just to kick off the week, maybe you want to play some games with yourself in a weekend or something like that. Check out here and you might just find a game. And don't worry if I'm away, I'll probably just ask Digital Masterpieces to host a show for me. I'll always have an episode up. And if it's vacation, there might just be a glitch. Just might be an episode missing, but that shouldn't be too much of a caring. I hope this show will be helpful for you to finding awesome games to play, and this is one of those games that isn't too popular, that is a cool game. It is made for the movie Toy Story 2, but that didn't just make it as a big success anyway. Now, the game is basically about you being Buzz through the World Series, which pretty much is every little children's dream, isn't it? Play as Buzz Lightyear. I'm not sure. I don't know. But what you might well believe was that this game would be released for PlayStation 2, and that was actually because this game was released. This game was released like just when the PlayStation 2 had been made. It was also released for Dreamcast, which means that you have to move with the D-pad, which in my opinion is pretty annoying, especially in this game. I'm not sure if it's frame rate or just the fact of how they made the controls, because it's really laggy. It takes like a half a second or some few million seconds for it to recognize it, which can be a bit annoying at some points. But you'll probably get used to it and it'll be good playing. If you wonder why I suck at playing the game, it's because I haven't played it in a good while. This game is a game I've been having for quite a time, and I've been enjoying it every time. It has some pretty sweet music to be in that time, and the audio quality sounds pretty good. It is easy to understand how you play the game as long as you read the help messages. I skipped a lot of them, so I might just be looking foolish because I don't know what to do on certain areas. But the game is pretty much an entertaining game, and it has a lot of great colors, and how they've actually used the idea of Toy Story and created a game that follows up the story itself, kind of expanding how the story in the movie is by adding more levels. And I have actually read online that basically a lot of the levels that is in this game was actually scenes that were cut from the movie. And I'm not sure if you can find some of those scenes in the deleted scenes, but I believe that one of the levels here in this game is a level where they are in a bowling area, where they're bowling some kind of bowling. That was kind of weird. And that was actually, I'm not sure, but I might think that was a deleted scene from the movie, which I can see in a bunch of material. on the second movie, the Toy Story 2 movie, on the disc. Not too sure about that, but many of the levels here are following the story, but some of them are actually never been in the story. But it also is important. But you shouldn't really care about getting the game if you're caring too much about Toy Story, because there's no like special dialogue that you would get in a movie. It's just. But yeah, now each level requires you to pick up a token, and some levels need one token, and other ones need more than one. And let's just take a look at this one. As you notice, when you go into this look like shoot mode, you will be able to spot Buzz Lightyear's face, which in my opinion is kind of interesting effect, because such kind of effects on the PlayStation 1 and older games in that time needed a bit more work than the usual game, which shows that my computer is freaking making a lot of noise, which shows that they cut a lot of effort into a game and it didn't really become a success as they expected. Of course, people thought the game was interesting and entertaining, but those people, that was the only people. There was not much people getting it, but that was usually just because of the price of games and how good reputation they got. And there were a lot of games that didn't get too good reputation because nobody really cared about it. And at that time, there weren't a freaking reviewer that were not even the reviewers of games were able to buy every game and review it. So sadly, a lot of games went unnoticed at this time. And at this time, any single developers, before it was only companies that owned the console that were able to make games for it. But now, at that point, there were so many third-party, you could be a smaller developer group on only 10 persons and you can make a game as a third-party developer. It was so easy back then, and that's why everyone made a game, and therefore all the reviewers weren't able to get the game and review all of them, and only the most popular games and all the games that everyone knew would be awesome, like Zelda and all that stuff. Those were always reviewed. While games like these went unnoticed and was just hoping to be picked up in a store or something like that. And most of these games just ended up getting forgotten. And some other games actually became popular in these years, like 2010 and the 2000 area, which kinda shows a bit of how good they might have been at that time. And well, the saddest thing is that usually when the game doesn't succeed, the developers doesn't either, and that way you'll lose the developer off the market. Which means that many games which we count as gems and are really, really awesome today and might even be rare today, is actually, and then the developers won't even get to meet the success because they are no longer existing, which is a pretty sad thing. But you can still enjoy the games, and that was what they wanted. Most game developers doesn't do it for money, they do it so people can enjoy their games. So they can enjoy their games themselves. That is mostly the point of the games. Now let's continue on about the game. The reason I want to write this game is because it was a game that is available on most consoles. So if you don't even have a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 1, you can still get it because you have eBay. So you can also order from Nintendo 64, Game Boy. I even think they made a Dreamcast copy of this game. And this game is just amazing. I really like this game. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it is a challenge. Like, in the first levels it might be fun for you, and you think it's easy, but later it'll not be that easy, which is probably as well. And well, that is basically what you're looking for in a game. I pretty much enjoy that game a lot, and I think you definitely should check it out. And even though it doesn't exist a demo, who cares? And there's probably a demo disc somewhere on eBay too, but those are probably not too affordable for you. Just buy the game. You've seen enough here. It's pretty cool. And there's like 5 tokens in each level. One of them is a hidden token you have to figure out how to get yourself. One of them, as I am about to pick up, is the race token, which I almost lost. The race token is basically one in every level where you run with this. You have a race with this stupid car, and if you win, you get a token. These are pizza tokens, and the pizza tokens are used to unlock new levels. Some levels need the next level in the game only needs 1 token, while another one needs some other ones might need 3 tokens, and some other ones might need 7 tokens, which makes you and if you only pick up 1 in this level and pick up like 3 in the other one, you might still not be and 5 in the other one, you might still not be able to get to the next level because you need 2 more. And it's at that point you backtrack to this level, use the skills you've learned, and make more tokens in this level. Which in my opinion makes great backtracking possibilities, which makes the game last longer because you're not able to do it on your first. Like, you might just be that pro that you're able to do it in the first run, but then it must, of all common sense, be your second playthrough, because then you've learned all the moves, or you've had just been on Game Facts too. There, I got a freaking guide coming online. Sorry for that.
So here's the deal. You help me find my missing parts, and we're in business.
So as you can hear, we get also these. This guy will actually give you power-ups that will help you go.
So here's the deal.
Why did I tell him
Find my
twice?
missing parts, and we're in business.
And in this game, he will be in every level, and he will kind of be a token himself, because when you get that power-up, you will be able to get a token you couldn't get without it. There are also tokens that are just laying around in the level, and there's always a special mini-boss, as I call them, in every level, that if you kill, will give you a... Whoa, I barely sucked bad here. Which will give you a token if you defeat him. Defeat that boss. In this level, I can give you a hint in this level in case you want to know. If you go to the top floor, and there should be like a law, I don't remember the name of it, and up there should be a toy law on it, I believe that's what it's called, where you can fight against it, and you will get a token. There are also, sorry, I have something on my floor here. You might also be able to pick up small, in this level it's sheeps. I pick up one just to showcase it. It's the one I'm doing right now. There are like 8 or 7 of those in the level, and if you pick up all of them and go talk to one specific person, it isn't the same and it isn't the same item in every level, you will also get a token. So there's 5 different ways to getting tokens, and one of them is secret, which means it's hidden somewhere in the level, and this can be quite that. And there is of course also 100% in the game, so if you go for 100%, it might be a challenge. Even the racing can be impossible at sometimes if you don't get a power-up from that green guy. So sometimes the token that you get from him is actually something you get from the race, which makes it even more hard to get other tokens, which will make it more challenge. And here we get that sheep. I believe there are 7 sheeps in this level, and you have to give them to this lady. Let's go ahead to the second level in the game, which pretty much is a outside his house, like Andy's house level, where as you can see we have this, don't go into that machine, it will definitely kill you. I can just tell you that it's not something you pet with. This level is pretty interesting. We have some new enemies, which reminds me of this game is pretty colorful and freaking ass music. Like, you could freaking have a dance party, okay, probably not, with this music going on. You could, it just makes you, oh, I gotta complete this level because this music is so awesome. It's a pretty nice music, pretty much a jive dance outside the dance party music, and it kind of makes the playing even more fun. The game, at this point of the game, you feel that you're more open, because in that stupid house in the first level, you might just get a bit annoyed by how little areas you can go to. In this level, you're kind of open to do whatever you want, and around here I screwed up because I didn't know how to hit the buttons. I don't think I still remember, but if I'm going to play the game again, which I probably will, I'll tell you what you do here. I won't, because I won't be taking this game at the next level, but there will be a pretty awesome game in the next level. Actually not, because I have no idea what game it's going to be. But, you can also, in this game, there's also some pretty cool mechanics. Like, there are also some neat power-ups, which I just picked up, which makes you this awesome laser, that if you hold the D button, which is the usual laser button, sorry, I just ate oat and drank some Pepsi, whatever. If you use this ray, you can almost kill anything, except for that thing. I just had to try that. Now, that is, by the way, you can pick up coins to get talk with that pig we saw earlier, and you can give him the coins, and he will give you